All right, Rangers, today's updates are huge. Nico Raskin's international dream, a £5 million bid rejected for a winger, and a creative talent already lined up for Ibrox. Plus, Rangers are on alert after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's comments, and Patrick Stewart stepped in to block a late bid for another star. Stay tuned. This one's unmissable. Nico Raskin is living the dream at Rangers, and his latest performance in the Europa League only reinforced that. By opening the scoring against Union Saint-Gilloise, the Belgian midfielder once again proved why he is such a vital piece in Philippe Clement's side. Small in stature but massive in influence, Raskin is in the form of his life. But there is a problem. The Scottish Premiership does not receive the same attention as other European leagues, which could be an obstacle to Raskin earning a place in the Belgium squad. His father believes that the Europa League is the perfect platform to catch the eye of the Belgian selectors, and the stats back that up. Raskin is among the most effective ball-winning midfielders in the competition, trailing only Patrick Berg, Bodo Glimt, and Julio Romão, FK Karabag. Speaking to Belgian newspaper Le Soir, Raskin admitted that Scottish football does not receive much media coverage in Belgium, but he hopes his recent performances, including a crucial goal against Union Saint-Gilloise, will change that. It is true that the media coverage of Scottish football in Belgium is not huge, so it was a pleasure to put in a good performance, score a goal, win the match, and show that we are not that bad, Raskin said with a smile. And here is an interesting twist. Raskin sees a player from across Glasgow as a potential stepping stone to his international career. Arnie Engels, signed by Celtic for £11 million, has already earned his first call-up to the Belgian national team. If there is a Belgian in the rival team who has been called up, why not me too? Raskin asks. He knows that his performances in the Europa League against teams like Tottenham and Nice, as well as his dominant display in the victory over Celtic at Ibrox, are strong arguments, but in the end, the decision is out of his hands. I can only do my job as best I can. Wait and hope, he says. One thing is undeniable. Raskin's development has been remarkable. Philippe Clement has improved several players at Rangers, but perhaps none more so than the Belgian midfielder. Even Raskin's father has been shocked by his transformation, revealing that his son even hired a personal chef to improve his diet and reduce injuries. If Raskin shining in the Europa League and dominating in Rangers midfield is still not enough for the Belgian national team, then how does a Celtic player get called up just because of an £11 million transfer? Rangers have had a couple of bizarre transfer windows with players being linked and reports emerging that completely contradict everything Philippe Clement and those above him have said. The manager would no doubt love a blank check or two to strengthen his squad, but if it was not already clear, the January transfer window showed exactly where Rangers stand financially. A high-profile move for Morgan Whittaker was rumoured, while a £5 million bid for Gonçalo Borges was rejected by Porto. Now, the 23-year-old winger is set for a move after a proposed switch to Strasbourg in the summer collapsed. This time, it is Feyenoord looking to pay a similar fee to the one that Niels Koppen reportedly put forward to the Portuguese club. According to Fabrizio Romano, a last-minute deal could still go through. Feyenoord submit official bid worth €7 million to sign Gonçalo Borges from Porto. After bids from Strasbourg and Genoa were rejected, Feyenoord are now trying to complete the deal through Epic Sports, the one position Rangers must get right in the summer. In addition to Whittaker and Borges, Kuhaib Drajewec publicly admitted to receiving an offer from Rangers, and Jorbe Vertessen was a deadline day target, only for his move to RB Salzburg to be too far along to hijack. Interest in these players and reports of bids came from reputable sources like Romano, and yet across two transfer windows, The only arrival in that position was Václav Černý on loan. A position that was already lacking in depth became even weaker when Rabbi Matondo departed for Hanover and still no new winger arrived to excite you. The technical director had better have something up his sleeve for the summer. And from the moment the window opens, given how underprepared Rangers were for the Champions League qualifiers this season, if Rangers are supposedly bidding £5 million for wingers, why are we watching them end the window without a single signing in that position? Is the board backing Clement properly, or is it just smoke and mirrors? Transfer deadline day came and went at Rangers with little fanfare, the only deal of note being the pre-contract signing of Lyle Cameron. In fact, Rangers made just one signing in January, with the arrival of Rafael Fernandes balancing out 6 first-team departures as Niels Koppen continues to trim the squad. But despite a quiet winter window, Rangers are already planning ahead for the summer, with Cameron set to be the first of several new arrivals, and former Celtic midfielder and longtime Rangers rival Scott Allen believes you have every right to be excited about the signing of the Dundee playmaker. Rangers should be excited about Lyle Cameron. Cameron will join up with Rangers in the summer after the 22-year-old put pen to paper on a pre-contract agreement. However, unlike Glenn Kamara's mid-season arrival from Dundee in 2019, Rangers were unable to strike a deal to bring Cameron in early, as the club would have owed significantly more than £50,000 in development compensation. With the midfielder set to remain at Dundee until the end of the campaign, Allen believes Rangers have secured one of Scottish football's brightest young talents. What's more, the former Hibs man reckons the creative maverick is exactly what Rangers need. He's a player I've admired for a long time, Allen told BBC Scotland. I think he's exactly what Rangers need. Lyle is a player who's always looking to get on the ball, looking to create, passes the ball forward, something that Rangers fans should get excited about. Also, it's good to see young Scottish players from other clubs taking the step to Rangers or Celtic. He's seen his former teammate Luke McCowan go and have a good impact at Celtic. Lyle Cameron, hailed by Tony Docherty. Cameron has made over 100 appearances for Dundee since coming through the youth ranks at Dens Park. Naturally, the Dundee support are a bit frustrated that their homegrown talent has opted to make the switch across the Scottish Premiership to Rangers. Speaking about the transfer, Dundee boss Tony Docherty praised Cameron's contributions over the years and insisted that he will be 100% committed to the club for the remainder of the season. Lyle's been a fantastic servant to Dundee Football Club, said Docherty. I think he's now played 108 times for the club and scored 27 goals, which for a midfielder, a 1 in 4 return is fantastic. More important than that, this season, when I've asked him to step up to the plate after Luke McCowan left for Celtic, he's had 17 goal contributions, 8 goals and 9 assists in 30 league appearances. I think that's fantastic in any league, so his numbers are up there. But if Lyle Cameron is such a top young Scottish talent, why did Celtic go for his teammate instead? Did Rangers get the better player? Or are we about to watch another so-called wonder kid disappear into the shadows on the other side of Glasgow? Rangers may have seen the winter transfer window close earlier this week, but there is still time for outgoing business to be done. However, Rangers rejected a loan offer from Besiktas, which included a £2.5 million obligation to buy Ridvan Yilmaz, as reported by Yagiz Sabuncuoglu on deadline day. But the club could still be on alert after comments from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, relayed by Sedes Besiktas on X on the 4th of February after the UK deadline had passed. Solskjaer said, "We are looking for players, but the club spent a lot of money before. We have to be smart and bring in the right type of players. Our chairman is working hard. We have to focus on our own development now. Things will happen according to our plans. Rangers could soon be forced into a major Ridvan Yilmaz decision. Ibrox News learned on the 27th of December that a permanent sale of Yilmaz was a top priority heading into the winter transfer window. However, Rangers set their asking price between £4.1 million and £4.9 million, effectively pricing Besiktas out of a move. According to Mustafa Korkusuz, Solskjaer is looking to strengthen his squad in Turkey as he aims to challenge Istanbul rivals Galatasaray and his former Manchester United counterpart Jose Mourinho at Fenerbahce. The Turkish transfer window remains open until the 11th of February, giving Besiktas 6 more days to strike a deal for Yilmaz. Although Philippe Clement would not be able to sign a replacement at this stage, his eagerness to move Yilmaz on could lead to a sale, with the plan to reinvest the funds in the summer. However, with Europa League knockout football ahead, losing a quality squad player now could be a risky decision. That said, if Besiktas return with an offer that meets Rangers' valuation, Yilmaz could very well be on his way out of Ibrox. If Rangers are so keen to cash in on Yilmaz, does that mean he is not good enough for this team, or is the board once again prioritizing money over squad depth? At a crucial stage of the season, Rangers stood firm on transfer deadline day, rejecting bids for 2 key players as Patrick Stewart made it clear he was not willing to let them go. According to the Scottish Sun, 4th of February, the report states that approaches for Ridvan Yilmaz and another key player were turned down in the final hours of the winter window. Stewart was determined to keep hold of those who played a crucial role in securing Rangers' place in the Europa League knockout stages. Rangers reject transfer bids for key players. You will be pleased to know that Rangers refused to sell one of their best players during the January window. With the likes of Hamza Igamane lighting up the Scottish Premiership, it would not have been a shock to see top clubs circling, but it is reassuring to see Rangers holding onto their core squad as they push for a strong end to the season, potentially with silverware. While winning the Europa League remains a huge challenge, progressing further in the competition would provide a vital financial boost. Rangers are also still in the Scottish Cup and will face Queen's Park at Ibrox in the 5th round on the 9th of February. Some supporters might not have been too concerned if someone like Cyril Dazers had been moved on, but his recent performances have shown his growing importance to the team. With Danilo sidelined and ongoing concerns over his fitness, Philippe Clement needs as many options as possible in the number 9 position. With the squad largely intact, all eyes are now on what this group of players can achieve before the season's end. If Rangers were willing to reject bids for key players, does that show genuine ambition, or are they simply waiting for bigger offers in the summer? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.